All right. I'm going to spend a few minutes with you all. Let me pull up the chat. I know it's going to take a minute or two for you all to get in here, so I will wait. Obviously, by the thumbnail that you see on the screen, we're going to be discussing what happened yesterday. Tristan, welcome to chat. Jeff Ross, welcome. Nice to have you here. Um, Let me know if the sound is okay, everybody. I always want to make sure that the sound is good. This country's such a scary place, Joey girl. We're gonna discuss. We're gonna discuss this. It is scary, I will say. Um, Sound is good. Thank you, Matthew. Welcome on in, everybody. Let's go ahead and hit some intro music, and then we'll get started. Hawk fan, welcome to the stream, buddy. Much love all. Pray for peace. I agree with that, Hawk fan. 100%. 100%. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, welcome everybody to special edition of the MLH show. I've had quite a few people reach out to me to get my thoughts and feelings on what happened yesterday. If you are living under a rock and you don't know what happened, former President Donald Trump and current candidate Trump was shot in the ear last night at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Um, Welcome everybody to chat. I see Mama J in there. Welcome on in. Check in from Texas. Does it sound a little bit low to you, Jeff? I put up my settings a little bit. Taking a break from installing a new washer and dryer. Honeydew list is always full. I agree, Hawk fan. Um, Pippi says, I don't care. Do you? Melania Trump. We're going to get into all of this, okay? There's obviously different schools of thought, and I just wrote a song about it, Conspiracy. I bet you did. As people know, I am neither Democrat or Republican. I think politicians in general are pretty worthless. None of them ever get anything done. Whether you're Democrat, Republican. I mean, you're either Democrat or Republican. I don't want to hear you're an independent, you're a green, you're a libertarian. They all fall under one or the other categories. We have a two-party system in this country, and it is inevitable that something like this was going to happen, either Democrat or Republican. So, and it's unfortunate. I will say this: I'm not a fan of Trump, but I'm not a fan of Biden either. Um, I honestly think that it was crazy, and if not but for an inch or two, this country would have been thrown into complete chaos, and for good reason. All right, I am not a fan of any type of political violence whatsoever. So let me start by saying that to quell anybody's misgivings about the way I feel about Trump or Biden or anybody, any of the players involved here. So, Pinche Becky, welcome. God is in control. He has a plan, but he's going to put us through trial and tribulations. I think I agree with that as well, Jeff. Two birds of the same feather, Hawk fan. Yes, indeed. Nanya, welcome. Nice to have you here. And everybody else, if I missed you, I do apologize. One of my mods will be more than happy to, to say hi to you. Just giving a like. It's the European Cup final, England versus Spain. Have a great day. Hopefully, catch you later if I'm not sat in a ditch covered in kebab, puke, and pish. I got you, Mick T. Thanks for stopping in. Johnny Bravo, welcome, man. Mama J, unfortunately, also a feather was lost trying to save his family. Altogether, such a tragedy. It is a tragedy, okay? For more reasons than even what we're thinking, right? Like I said, I do not condone political violence. In fact, I don't condone any violence of any kind unless you're trying to defend your own life. I think the Secret Service did a fine job. They did what they had to do. The guy was obviously dangerous. He shot and killed one, put two other people in critical condition in the hospital. He was a 20-year-old militia. I believe he was, if not directly involved with that militia out there, he had peripheral dealings with the militia. That's speculation, so don't take what I say as gospel. I'm just, relaying some of the things that I've seen online, and I don't trust very many sources online. What we do know about the guy is he was 20 years old. He was a registered Republican, so the theory that the Democrats sent this guy doesn't hold much weight for me. And it does. The other thing that doesn't hold much weight is that this was a plot by a secret cabal of Republicans to get a different candidate in there as well. These are conspiracy theories. And even though there's kernels of truth in almost every conspiracy theory, I think you guys and gals are smarter than that, and you should just go by facts, okay? I know the lamestream media gets a lot of things wrong, and they're spinning things right now, but I also think politicians get wrong. So the politician that spoke out and said that this was a plot by Joe Biden is absolutely ridiculous. Think about this, guys and gals. If Joe Biden did it, it could have did one of two things. It could have happened how it happened, and now Trump looks really strong going into that second debate. And we all saw what Biden did during the first debate. Okay. So that holds no weight. If the job would have been done and Trump would have been killed, they could have got a different candidate that may have been a little bit more pleasing to a lot of the independents. So in no shape, form, or fashion would this have helped President Biden, okay, in any way, which way you look at it, all right? So just being honest in the middle, from my perspective, these are obviously my opinions. They don't, my opinions don't matter one way or the other, but from my view, that's how I see it. Total Secret Service failure, in my opinion, in so many ways. I agree, Hawk fan, and I'll tell you why. All right, I saw a video with a Trump supporter who was near where the shooter was, doing his thing. He saw the shooter climb up to the rooftop there, and hunkered down and had his sights on former President Trump. And he pointed it out to not only the Secret Service and the police department there, and they did absolutely nothing, right? And this was like a 3 to 4 minute time, which is all it took, right? They did nothing. Stassi, welcome. Nice to have you in here. Bon Michelle, welcome. Nice to have you here as well. So we know very little, right? We're going to get filtered out facts as we go along, but I advise everybody to take a deep, long breath, wait for all of the facts to come out later, which they will, and decide for yourself what happened. The easiest explanation, I like to always think of Occam's razor in this manner. It usually, it's kind of a path of less resistance, right? Usually is the right answer. The the easier answer to conclude to is usually the right answer. And in this case, initially, I'm not saying this is the case. Initially, this guy was just a whack job that, for whatever reason, said that he hated Republicans and he hated Trump, right? But he was a registered Republican. So my initial reading of that is this guy was just had some mental issues, and according to all reports, the tea leaves were, if you read the tea leaves, you could have understood this cat a little bit more, and understood that he was a loose cannon, so to speak. One of his high school classmates said that he was bullied on a consistent basis. So I know there were some mental issues going on there, right? King Solomon, welcome. Nice to have you in chat as well. Brandon James, nice to have you here as well, buddy. Have they released the names of the victims? Those families need prayers and support. 2 have passed now, with 1 still critical. I didn't see that. If the last that I heard, Hawk Fan, was 1 died and 2 were in critical. So if 1 passed away, that's news to me. But I agree with you 100%, Hawk Fan. Those people did not deserve what they got. It was horrible. All right. And like I said, I condemn not only political violence, but any violence in general, unless you're protecting your own life. I've told people this many times. I am a staunch pacifist, but if you put me in a corner, I will defend myself. I don't have any other choice, because if it's between me living and dying and you are the cause of it, I don't have a choice. I want to live, right? Motor City Maniac, good day to you, sir. Nice to have you here. Welcome on in. ATL Transparency News, welcome. Like in Uvalde and Parkland, the police failed again. I couldn't agree with you more. The police have failed more often times than not, right? I think that is one of the main takeaways from this whole thing. It was a systemic failure from top to bottom, all right? That's just my opinion. It's not, any type of, political analysis or anything like that. But I do know one thing. There was some failures yesterday. And that's the reason that Trump got shot. Part of the reason. Let's see. I'm not going to make this a political thing. I'm not endorsing any candidate. I can't stand either, to be honest with you. I wish they would both get rid of their candidates and present to us somebody different on both sides, right? I think they're both awful people in general. These are obviously just my opinions. I like the government goes and stuff like that. Can you guys hear me? It just disconnected for a second. I don't know why it disconnected. But if you can hear me, give me the 5x5 or a thumbs up or something in chat. I appreciate it. I will say, pretty baller move when he says, "Let me get my shoes on." I know. See, I mean, and that's another thing. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Trump, but he looked fairly strong, to be honest. He got up, he raised his fist in the air. I know they're going to use that as political fodder for the next few months, which is a shame. I mean, you just got shot, dude. Go get treated. That's all you should be thinking about, But I wish we had better candidates, to be honest with you. I really do. Open gun carry legal in Pennsylvania, and the shooter was outside the security zone. Trump probably late as usual. Impossible situation for police. I don't know about that over the line. If you got your gun, if you got a rifle set on your target and somebody points it out to you, the police could have did a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. Thank you, Becky. Appreciate that. Just maybe stop letting 21 and under buy guns. They can't make adult decisions, in my opinion. I think I agree with that too, Motor City Maniac. I think he was 20 years old at the end of the day, right? No experience, right? I don't have a problem with open carry either. Let's get this straight too. I'm a proponent of the Second Amendment. I think if you have open carry wherever you are, you're welcome to it. You know, because that's a right that's afforded to you. The Second Amendment. But I do think if you have a high-powered rifle and you are aiming it at anybody, it doesn't need to be a candidate. You better have reason to aim it on that person. Do you understand? Back in the day, there used to be a saying, if you pull out that gun, you better be ready to use it. You know what I'm saying? And you should take anybody seriously if they're pointing a gun at anybody. So, you know, there you go. I'm pro Second Amendment, just not pro idiot. I agree, Motor City Maniac. This is why I do not understand the Republican point of view on the Second Amendment, right? If you read the Second Amendment, it talks about a well regulated militia, right? Well regulated being the key to that whole thing. The founding fathers could not have anticipated the weaponry that we have today, and it hasn't changed since 1776. So, or you know, shortly after that. But you know, you guys know my point, right? So I couldn't agree with you more, Motor City. Um, let's see. Someone yelled that he had a gun. You hear him at least a few seconds prior to the shooting. Okay, Becky. I also saw a video of a guy, a Trump supporter, that pointed out that there was a guy with a gun climbed up the side of that building and was crawling and doing. I mean, he pointed it out to the police and to the Secret Service. So that's why I say it was a systemic failure through and through right there. All right. And I don't normally talk about this because it can get very political. This is not a political. These aren't my political thoughts, right? I've already told you guys I can't stand Democratic politicians nor Republican politicians. I love people on the people on both sides, right? I can empathize and sympathize with people on the right that are sick of the way that the government has handled things, but that includes Republican politicians, right? And I can sympathize with the left's view of things as well. You know, why aren't we getting better wages and all this? You know, all this type of stuff. You know, I mean, I could go on and on about that, but it's not about the politics for me. This is about the temperature of the nation, right? And like I said, I believe that people across the board are in general good. They're not bad, right? So we can't get into this tribalism of I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican BS. We're all people, right? We're all Americans, and we should all feel that way. So we all should be outraged about what happened yesterday, but we should also try to understand the real root cause of all these issues. You see what I'm saying? That was a BBC interview. Yes, Matthew. Um, Thank you, MLH. Sorry I don't get by here more often. No. It's all good, Motor City Maniac. Look, you folks have a lot to do. The fact that you're in this chat right now, Motor City, says a lot about you. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody being here. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot for the country to stomach, right? Like I said, whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning, anywhere in between, it doesn't matter. We all should be sick to our stomachs today, and I am, because this should never have happened for a plethora of reasons, right? Let's see. Secret Service was way too slow to get to Trump. Not only that, they were idiots, Solomon. This guy pointed it out. Look at Matthew's right. Look at that BBC. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll put it up for you guys. Hold on. BBC. Let's go to the BBC. Okay, and I want this to be perfectly clear too. Biden condemned the attack, called it sick. So all these people that think that it was a left-wing conspiracy, no. All right. Um, Hold on. I'm looking for. Let me look. Does anybody have the link to the video? Let me find it here. Hold on. See if I can find it. It was a BBC interview. Oh, here it is. I found it. Hold on. Classmate said he was a nice kid. Biden orders an independent review of Trump shooting. Hold on. Everybody's condemning it, so let's get that straight out the way here too. Except for one Republican senator, I believe, called for Biden's arrest, which was really weird. I really didn't understand. Hold on a second. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Matthew, can you send that to my email, please? I can't get it unless it goes. Actually, you know what? I'll send it to my own email. Never mind, Matthew. I appreciate you getting that link, buddy. Hold on. I can do this really quick. So let me go ahead and do that. We're going to watch this interview, and I want you guys to tell me what you think of this. Let's go to my email here. Let's send it to myself right there. Link. And then let's send that. Paste. Boom. Done. Okay. Let me get to my email, and then I will play it for you guys. I'll share the screen. Let's oh, okay. Hold on. Actually, I need to copy this. All right. This is an interesting interview. This guy is definitely a Trump supporter. Let's put this here. Sorry, guys. I'm doing this on the fly. Bear with me. Paste and go. Let's pause the... Oh, man. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. All right. Now let me share with you this deal. But I got to go here. The stuff that I do for you guys, man. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this. Let's do this. Okay. Let me transition this over here. Sorry if it's not the most clear of video. I want you to listen to the words. It's about 1 minute and 36 seconds, y'all. All right? Here we go.
50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, oh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just.
All right, so there we go. That's from a direct witness, and see he accurately said what the lamestream could not report. That the Secret Service blew that guy's head off. But I do want to make mention that he got one thing wrong. Somebody in chat, I think it was either Motor City. Hold on, it was either Motor City or Hawk Fan maybe, that pointed out that the reasoning that there was a secure zone, and that's, the Secret Service can't do miles of security, right? So there's a certain zone that they deem safe, and I would think 120 yards would be fairly safe. Although now I think we have to reassess that, right? So lots to think about. Maybe it was Sean Little that pointed that out. Let's not forget that technically this is not his first rodeo. That British kid took a whack at it when he was president-elect. I don't remember that, Sean Little, but yeah. Hello, Susan Everett. Nice to have you in here. Pippi says Trump 2024 for dictator. There is thoughts to that, Pippi, because of the Supreme Court ruling, which is another political thing that I really care not to get in. I don't want this to be a political little podcast here, but I do want to point out some of the facts that happened, and I thought that was the most interesting interview of all the interviews being done so far. I mean, this guy saw the guy. He pointed out to the police and to the Secret Service, and you heard him. It was at least 2 to 3 minutes before the shots rang out. That would have been enough time for the Secret Service to at least, do something. Get up on that roof or have somebody look over there with the scope. Anything. They have radios. They're all connected with radios. So, just crazy. So those are kind of my thoughts there, guys. Like I said, I don't want this to be a political thing. I'm neither a Trump fan nor a Biden fan, but I think this shit was crazy yesterday, and it needed to be addressed because of the amount of people that were asking me about it. And so I'm giving you guys, as the journalist in me wants to give you guys facts, but you guys wanted to know my opinion on things, so I'm definitely giving that to you. Keep in mind that no American media got that interview story. That's exactly right. And why aren't they? Like, you would even think somebody like Fox News would have got that guy right after and asked him some follow-up questions. But that's how our lamestream works here. We don't question things, right? We don't question the lamestream when they come out with twisted narratives, right? And that's another good fine point, Matthew, on this for sure. What is it? What did you send me, Becky? Let me see what she sent me. A TikTok. All right, let me see what this is. Hold on. Shooter was spotted before. Yep. Yeah, I saw that video too, Becky. He was definitely spotted before all this stuff happened. There was another who warned Secret Service and police the shape of roof made it hard for the sniper to see the guy. Yeah, I understand that